There are a number of apps that are available to view one's load shedding schedule, but they can be complicated to use. Simplifying the complex load shedding schedules to make it easy for people to know when they will be affected is what led app developers Dan Wells and Herman Maritz to create their load shedding app. Now today, EskomSePush have been installed by more than 126,000 users. Joining us from our studios in Cape Town today is Dan Wells, the co-founder of EskomSePush. Dan, thanks for your time. As we mentioned, it is a little bit complicated sometimes to figure out what to do, where and how. So tell us, how does EskomSePush work?
Basically, good afternoon. Basically, what our users want to know is, when will I be affected by load shedding? Looking at the schedules online, there's various different ways to find this information. So you can look on the Eskom website to see what stage it is. You can look on the municipality websites to see when you might be affected. But it's very difficult to memorize these. So we created an app to help the users and the power users in South Africa to find out their load shedding status. Once you've installed the application, you can search for your area, you can search for your home area and your work area, let's say, and then quickly you can find out when you will be affected by load shedding. You can check the schedules for, today, the next day, and the following day as well.
Dan, where do you get the information from? Because often I've been online trying to find out where my area is and to see that this information was in fact reliable. So where do you get your stats from? Do you go through Eskom? And how correct are you in terms of the information that you give out on this app?
So far, we've been incredibly reliable. In terms of all the schedules that are published, we find, well, let me say that again. We use a number of different sources. So we use the Eskom's website, we use the municipalities' websites as well, and then we've also, instead of capturing that data and typing it and putting it into a database so that you can use it, we either do an automatic lookup, which you can look up, or we capture that information and then you can look it up from there. We also have a number of sort of proprietary methods to looking into the status of the grid, and that's just the nature of some of our friends, which are electrical engineers.
Dan, we've seen a couple of these apps popping up, and of course load shedding becoming more of a regular occurrence has led to that. But tell us about the challenges. How do you stay competitive and make sure that you're able to deliver on this product, and how much does it cost?
So we started this app as it's something that we just did in our free time. We saw that there weren't any applications when we started for this, and load shedding schedules are hard. So we wanted to simplify that and spread it out. So we just started, Herman and I, we decided one weekend to push this out, and we quickly got some users. From that, we've extended it out, and we've actually developed a bit of a brand around this. And that keeps our users excited, and that differentiates us from our other users. We've got a bit of a warmth with our application compared to some of the other ones, and we want to make our users smile. Load shedding it's a difficult time that we're all in, but we want to make sure that our users smile and keep them informed along the way.
So in terms of cost, is this going to be free?
Yes, we'll always keep the application for free. At the moment, we don't have any adverts, and we're not actually making any revenue from this application. We're looking at some other models to go ahead in the future and possibly launching some other app ideas that we have using the EskomSePush app.
Let's explore some of those. What do you have lined up in the pipeline?
Some of those ideas are I guess, confidential, and we're actually in discussions with some other people about that. But we do have some ideas that we want to put into the EskomSePush app, and those are some that we're working on at the moment. And that will be looking up the area that you're in currently using GPS coordinates, because most smartphones have GPS these days. Another would be my mind has gone blank.
Not to worry. There was actually another question that I wanted to know. Firstly, EskomSePush, you have to tell us about the rationale behind that name. And secondly, broadband, is that an issue? Or are you finding that people aren't complaining about being able to get to your app? How dependent are you on making sure that you do have internet accessibility?
Firstly, about the name, it was a bit of fun, and it's definitely not rude. It's an interesting name, and it's an interesting talking point. So it's push notifications for Eskom's schedules. So we decided, we were going through a bunch of different names, and we decided that would be the easiest to go with. It's a bit of fun. It's people love talking about it. People often mention like, "Oh, did you get the push today?" And they can go and then look at their schedules. Now, on to your second question with the broadband. Actually, no, we haven't had any problems. Lots of users have mentioned that initially the app has been quite slow, but that's just because when we first started this application, we didn't realize we would have the astronomical growth that we have actually had. So we've grown quickly over the last 6 weeks from 1,000 users to now, it's I think 136,000 from this morning. We weren't prepared. So every day we're actually changing, we're trying to make this faster and quicker for everyone to use. But in terms of broadband and data usage, our app uses hardly anything. And that's one of the reasons why we haven't put adverts in the application either. Those adverts actually use your data. Yeah. It's an additional cost and overhead.
Dan, thanks so much for that. Best of luck with EskomSePush. I look forward to seeing what else you're going to come up with. That was Dan Wells. He's the co-founder of EskomSePush. Let's now take a look at the trend of the week.